Live from the Secret Hideaway, welcome to the Dope Theory Podcast.
Hot 16. I mean,
you never know.
Hey man, I wouldn't blame you. It's kind of an interesting scenario. Okay, I think
I prepared a little something.
okay. Herm, I don't doubt you, man. I really don't. You're a legend in your circle.
My little ass.
Hey, bro, your
This is funny.
Hey, his just like our family, like his family. You want to talk about genes in terms of who looks like who? Hey, these like I immediately knew your family.
Oh, the Wilsons.
Oh yeah. Hey, that shit was crazy. I was like, yo, like everybody is kind of got the same type of look going on here. Yeah.
The genes are they're pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean the genes are kind of the same thing in our family. My little brother's actually upstairs. He'll probably come down a little bit. Yeah.
How old is he?
21. Yeah. So yeah, I got my little brother's 21, Miles, and then my older brother Kevin, who lives over in Willow Glen, like right over here. He's 40. What did he just turn? 44?
He's the oldest.
He's the oldest. Yeah,
Okay.
he just
How
turned
old
40.
I'm 62.
Okay.
We're 30 years apart in 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because on the way over here, I asked Chance, how old is Aaron's father?
Oh yeah, I think he's old.
Yeah,
he was about
he came
50.
2 days after my 30th.
Wait, Chance said that?
Chance, he said my dad was 50.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll edit that out when he talks, and I'll just say he'll be like, "How old are you?" He'll be like, 50.
You know what's funny is that
Yeah,
when I was young, the older I get, the close 50 does not seem that old. Like my dad's like 50. He's on the end of 50, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like 57, and he's almost damn near 60. And to me, he doesn't seem that old. Like, but when I was younger, I always thought a 50-year-old is like this old man. Like
Me too.
I think it really.
I think you get there and it's like
I think it came full like kind of. I think it kind of came through like kind of full circle for me to understand like the age of 50. Like I think when he turned 50. But then it's like, as he got older, and then it's like, I think when Bernie Mac died when he was 50 years old.
Oh,
so Bernie Mac died when he was 50. So that's when I was like, and then when he died, like a lot of people were there like, he's so young. And I was just like.
Because he's like 2 years older than me.
Okay.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah. So I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, well, people keep saying that he's like really young when he passed. And I'm like kind of like thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I guess it is like now as I've gotten older, come to understand like 50 is like pretty still damn like.
On the scale of life, it is young. I mean,
Tom Brady's 43 and still playing football. So I mean, my man is he's inching closer and closer. But yeah, that's pretty much how we start the show, as we always do. I think the special part is that outside of just the specialness of this episode, you guys are also listeners at the same time too, and very huge supporters. So I think that it makes like a lot of sense on kind of like what's transpiring here.
right on.
I don't know how do we start this, man? Like let's
just start it for what it is. I mean,
so
welcome.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the Dope Theory Podcast. Actually, this is funny, so we're gonna actually look cross camera. We're doing something different. We're gonna try some rearranging.
So this camera one now?
Yes, so this is camera one. This is your guys' camera, so it'll be able to see you. It'll be able to kind of see some of like my hand. I'm gonna have to try to like not put my hand in the way. Yeah, you see, it sees you. Yes, you're alive. So Dad, you're gonna look into that one. So actually, we're gonna try a little experiment here, just because by the graces of a actual supporter, they told me they're like, yeah, we want to see your face instead of just the side profile like the entire time. So we'll see how this twerks out and we'll go from there. But hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Dope Theory Podcast. It is your boy, the One Leg Bandit, and
Joel McKenzie,
and we have a very, 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 very special episode. Like I cannot stress to you how special this is. Why is it so special, Joel?
It's the Father's Day episode.
Yes, indeed. It is the Father's Day episode. And as the kids of the show, we're having I would say just a tad bit of trouble, because this is like it's different, because like they didn't birth, but they're the progenitors of us. They made us pretty much, you know, one stroke at a time.
Hey, I can't remember that.
You don't know which one it was, but it happened.
Yeah,
you know, hey, it's, you know, hey, and I think it's really special that we brought them on here. This is both our fathers, so I guess you could do the introduction. Joel, you can introduce your dad.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, how do we
now
do
we're all
this? Like,
nervous.
you know, this is Herman McKenzie, the man that raised me, the man who's responsible for who you see before you, and you know, I'm gonna give most of the credit to. Shout out to my mother; she deserves credit as well too.
Oh yeah.
But this is the man that I've, you know, my only example of what I know a man to be, and that's him.
Yes,
Herman
indeed.
McKenzie.
Yes, indeed. Herman's the man. Like, you know, but
and who do we have here?
I'll take that.
But in my life, just like yours, like you said, like, you know, what I know in terms of a man to be, and you know what's really special to me, and like, you know, the knowledge that I've been dropped on, like, you know, time and time again. Every time I think I'm like learning something new, he comes and surprises me with something like, "Hey, son, you haven't reached that level yet, but when you do, like, I'll explain it to you." You know, even as a 32-year-old man, I'm still learning every day from this guy, and he's a special dude in my life, and you know, it's like one of my best friends. You know, it's really great to have him here once again. Actually, now that you guys can see my father on video, this is Anthony Woodruff. This is my dad.
Yes, sir. Thank you, son. That's the best introduction I've ever had in my life. I didn't get that when I graduated from.
I didn't even get that.
I think the last time you were on here, I think we just started.
Yeah, we just started.
Yeah. How you doing, pops and pops? Like, how the dad's doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Just drove in from OC this morning, and
how's the drive?
not bad.
Yeah.
You know, left about 4 o'clock this morning.
Okay. You made it like right on time.
Yeah.
Because we were like, I was about to be like, maybe we have to do this without him, but I mean.
You know Tully Road.
Yeah. I was going to say, Herm, how was your drive? Chaotic?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
You know, compared to
Coming this way, like on Tully, isn't too crazy. It's when you have to go towards your guys' house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I got some good parking though.
Yeah, and that's the thing too.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, like where the studio is, like where our house is,
don't tell them where it's at.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, but
They call it the secret hideaway for a reason.
yeah, I'm giving. Yeah, exactly. I'm giving them like key locations. They're just like, oh, I know where this motherfucker lives.
Right.
But no, like we have a garage, but there's still problems parking out on the street. Like I would imagine, like if people didn't have garages. Like maybe it'd be different, but like
I think people have multiple cars that are living in the house.
Well, there's like 4 or 5 people living in all these houses. Like, you know, everybody's living as a group. Like it's rare to be able to see like a couple people living in one house. Like, you know, I think both my neighbors have only like a couple people, but like the ones around here, like they all living with like 7, 8 people. I mean,
and they all have a car.
That's just the term of living in California and San Jose.
Well, it's a Californian, even New York kind of parking situation.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like, why own a car?
Yeah. Why?
In New York, do they own a lot of cars?
They sit them out on the street, but you don't use it. Yeah. So
So I thought they used like.
I mean, we have family in New York, and the times I've been, I would not recommend driving.
Yeah, no, I was just walking anywhere.
take the train.
Just take the train.
Yeah.
Herm, you know, since you are the OG San Jose native, I guess my question to you is that, you know, since you've grown up in San Jose for like a really long time, just kind of like the way like things have like changed. Like this didn't used to be anything like where we're at now.
Right.
Like, you know, like it's just gotten progressively just more thick like out here. Would you say, like, you know, yeah.
It was a lot of orchards back in the day here, and canneries and just industry type of thing. I think a good job back then in the 60s would have been working at the cannery.
Right.
Because, again, it was a lot of orchards here.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's changed a lot for the good.
Mm-hmm.
For the good.
That's good. Yeah.
There's so much more to do for you guys, there was no downtown life back in
True.
the day. There was damn near nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People running drive-bys in like chariots and horses.
Chariots. Yeah. I mean, there's different ways to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually had to play with each other.
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
mean, go play.
Go play.
Go play. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You go with your friend.
We got to plan things
exactly.
around here.
Hey, man,
I mean,
you know,
specifics.
If you had a
Specific.
friend, you had to walk to his house, knock on his door, and see if he could come over and play.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And you play football or baseball or motherfucking rock fights, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Just open space. So.
Yeah.
What would you say about the type of demographic that's in San Jose nowadays, or in the Bay Area in general, as far as like compared to back then? Like, I feel like we have a very diverse city in San Jose, as far as like Indians, Asians, of course Mexicans, and very little black people, though, I'd say, right?
There was a lot more blacks here in the 70s, 80s. For instance, on a football team or on a track team at any high school, all black. Whereas now, the Asians have basketball teams. I mean, they are the basketball team at high schools. And there were more black businesses here. There was, of course, a lot of white people. But there wasn't that many Indians. There were no Indians here.
Really?
There might have been
Like
one or two in
yeah.
the school.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're everywhere. And,
A silicon boom.
Yeah.
You know, the technology boom. Yeah, it's kind of forced a lot of that over here. So you weren't born in San Jose, right?
No, I was born in Los Angeles.
You were born in Los Angeles. When did you come up here? Like what? How old were you?
63 we got here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
63.
Nice. And you like your side of the family, like huge family, like kind of all over the place, or?
On my mother's side, the Wilsons, would be Kansas and Detroit.
Okay.
Where they're from.
Okay. Yeah.
And my father's side would be Blythe, California. And
Where's Blythe?
Blythe is
It's like
it's basically the desert.
Desert.
Yeah, it's basically, and especially
It's
if you
like-
back up the clock, it's the desert.
Yeah. There's like nothing. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Nothing there.
small town.
I think
Like
it's-
going to Barstow or something.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so he was a farm boy, basically. You know, because again,
Yeah.
that's what it was. He was working in the fields.
Yeah.
His mom, they lived on a farm, and he ended up in the service, like you. And once he got a taste of life outside of Blythe, he just never looked back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
somehow, and then he ended up in Oakland.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he ended up in Oakland.
Yeah, I was telling Herm, like, cause he was asking what Cleveland was like, and I was telling him when you went, I was like the best description I can get.
Oakland.
Yeah, I was like the best description I can give you
right.
is like it looks like Oakland, but not so hilly. Like
That's right.
it
It's
looks
flat.
it's flat.
It's
It's
flat.
flat. There ain't no hills.
Well,
it's just really
it's a couple hills.
Yeah.
Like where my mom and them lived, we kind of lived. You had the lakeshore, then you climbed up probably about maybe 25-foot hill. Then you'd be on where my mom and them lived, and then where grandma and them lived, you got to go up Fair Hill.
Yeah, I love it.
And-
That's some black shit right there. My mom named.
Where grandma lived, then you gotta-
Who's
you gotta
them?
go to- you gotta go up.
Who's them?
You gotta go up you gotta go up a hill. I mean, it's probably about 400 or 500 feet above sea level. With it,
okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's really primarily flat, a lot of trees. When growing up in Cleveland, when I was younger, especially little, we had they used to come with this slogan, best location in the nation.
what?
Really, huh?
I'm like Cleveland.
They trying to get increase traffic there or what? You know, get
But
people
at
to
the
visit?
time,
I lived in this motherfucker for 4 years and didn't. I was like,
to explain it, my parents, they both from South Carolina. Little town, Welford, South Carolina, in between Spartanburg and Greenville, South Carolina. My parents moved up to Cleveland. First, my father moved to Detroit. He was driving trucks. I said, Dad, driving trucks for who? and he's like, we had the bootleg liquor from Canada. He said, and I'm like,
working for the mob.
My father never drank, never smoked, church going person. He's like, dude, what you think a black man was gonna get a job in 1930?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working for the mob, bootlegging alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, what was you gonna do back then?
If you didn't own a
to get
business, I
job?
mean, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he said, hey, this is what I had to do. So they moved to Cleveland probably in the late 1930s, and I'm one of 5. I'm the youngest, but only sibling I met was my oldest brother. My 2 other siblings passed. My 3 other siblings, I had twin sisters, and I had an older brother. They both passed away.
Younger than you.
Older than me. I'm the youngest.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
the
I'm
youngest.
and my oldest brother was probably a month away from turning 18 when I was born. So it was like,
So you had like 18 years on you.
yeah, my brother was like a second father to me.
Okay.
He took me to the football games, and he played basketball. He won a state championship, city title, and everything. So he was pretty well-known basketball player in Cleveland. Played a little bit in college, but you know, growing up, I guess my mom worked for Fisher Body
My
for
relatives
39.
worked for Fisher, too.
Yeah, she
Detroit.
sold the seats on
What's
cars.
that? Fisher Body?
It's
Yeah.
part of General Motors.
Ah.
Yeah,
And what she did,
my
she
mom's brother.
she sold the seats on the cars, velour, you know, if it was
Right.
leather,
Seat.
whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
That was her work. So she worked till she retired. My dad drove trucks, and then in I want to say 1961, he had some kind of disease with his spine, and you figure the medicine in 1961 was practically prehistoric. They told him he wasn't supposed to live.
It's over.
He
It's
wasn't
over.
supposed to walk, and he beat all that, and he was
Yeah, he died in I would say my grandpa Jimmy, he died in
1995.
95.
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was 82.
Yeah, he was up there.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's
And
not
my-
bad.
too, man.
well,
That's pretty
my
good.
my
He was up there.
parents died like a couple months apart. From me.
Yeah, my grandfather was having it was crazy. The story was crazy when I was a kid 'cause I think I was like 5. But what they said was that my grandmother was taking my grandfather into the hospital because he was having chest pains. He was having a heart attack, I think. Takes him in there. She's so stressed out, she falls out.
She has a massive stroke.
And
right in
then
the-
she don't come out, but my grandfather does.
That's crazy.
Yes.
yes. So I had. So
You
I
going
had
to take someone else and you ended
So
up.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm in Orange County. When I get the call, so I take the red eye that night. Flew back to Cleveland, and you know it's kind of like we're looked at as kids by our parents, and then when they're gone or in that state, you come to realize, man, I'm grown. I'm the man. I'm the old man now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like all my uncles and aunts, they're passed away. They're gone. And all of us cousins, we're the old people now.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
seems
Yeah.
and it's strange to see, you know,
Yeah.
watching y'all grow
Yeah,
up.
I think my father brought up something one time, and it was one of his birthdays, and he said, "This is an interesting birthday for me because I'm at the age of I've outlived my father now.
Right.
I'm at the age where when my father passed, and I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll be blessed if I do
Yeah.
know what that feels like one day if I could one day reach that age, but that must be a crazy or just a realization,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and a perspective on life, I guess.
It was interesting for me because I think Juan had died young as well.
Right.
And I was feeling like, damn, I'm real lucky to make it past. I think it was 44. My
Yeah.
dad was when he died.
So the men in our family, I mean, traditionally haven't really lived very long. I think
No,
your father died at what age again?
I'm thinking 44.
44.
Wow.
His younger brother Juan, my uncle, died, I believe, roughly the same
Around
time.
that same time.
40 something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Does it provide you? I mean, like when those types of incidents happen, and like especially with like like with you, Herm, like was it? It's four of you guys? Four?
Of us, yes.
Yes.
So
Four?
me, Christopher, Chance, and Carmen.
So you got when those type of incidents happen, and kind of like to what my dad said, like now that like you got your kids and everything like around you, you're like, is that the moment of clarity? Like, all right, I'm okay. Like like I got these 4 individuals around, and
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know about moment of clarity, but
yeah.
because I've always been pretty clear.
Yeah.
For me,
Even more clear.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, as a father, I raised my kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been a day without my kid
Right.
until he moved out.
Yeah.
It was like this first time apart. And all my other kids too. From my deal with my wife was, you have them, I'll raise them, and I lived up to that.
Yeah.
She went to work, and I did everything at home, from the diapers to cooking, cleaning, the whole thing.
Right.
So, I guess my moment of clarity in life was when I first seen Joel's face, and I realized the shit I was doing before is not going to work no more. I mean, honestly, as far as if you want to be a good dad,
Yeah.
The reputation that black men had for not being around,
Yeah.
and if they were around, they weren't really around,
Right.
of thing,
Right.
Jail or
Yeah. Whatever.
bitches,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it may be. So my moment of clarity wasn't really when my dad died, but it was when I had a kid.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, like I said, the things I'm doing, just not gonna work. So
Man.
I did those things for a little bit longer, and then I stopped.
But that's that's par for the course. It's like it's all about learning and evolving. Even after you have children, and one experience is always going to be leads into the next. And
I hear so many similar stories about that when I talk to because we're at the age where like everyone's either getting married or everyone's having kids. I told my barber this today. I was like, if it ain't, now's the age where we're going to either baby showers or weddings.
I'm going to
going
to more than
now. It's the age that everyone's doing that now.
Yeah.
And I hear the same story with everyone who has like having their first kid and stuff like that. Like the moment they hold them, or the moment they see their face, like everything changes. Shout out to my brother Christopher. Happy Father's Day.
Hey, 100%.
But he told me a similar story, like him holding his daughter for the first time and just looking at her, like just this feeling of like awe, or like my life will never be the same again, and things just change. This is all about, it ain't about me anymore.
As it should be.
It should be.
As it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different level of love.
Yeah.
It's a different level of love.
I guess just as a single man right now, it's just kind of hard to wrap my head around that
you
concept,
can't
and I'll
really-
never understand until it happens.
Not yet.
Dude, when it happens, believe me, you'll know. It's just something, I don't know if it's biologically or chemically or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You will know that, hey, man, this is my moment. This is why I'm living.
Yeah. No. This
I'm serious. This is,
Yeah.
I love a lot of things in life, but him,
I love a lot
my
of
boys,
things.
my
Ain't
grandson,
gonna lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I'm alive, man.
Yeah.
To see that the further I'm going on in life, the the older they get, it's gravy to me.
Yeah.
So.
And then some men cheat themselves of that. Everything that you just described, there's some men that run away from that responsibility slash
Believe me.
relationship slash, and then they look back and they realize that they fucked themselves.
Dude, believe me. There's, because me and his mom, separated.
And that's a whole different game.
That's a whole different
Because
game.
just
But
'cause that don't
I
work
vowed to myself, I would never
Thank you.
abandon them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever distance, because there was times she moved back to Cleveland, and he was went kicking and screaming back.
Hey man, we ain't got to go into that.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I chose to go with my mom when we split up. I was
Yeah.
mama's boy.
Yeah.
And so, and even now, when he grew up, and it's like, dude, I knew it. The only thing I wish I could, be there a lot more. I was working. I'm down in Orange County, so it was kind of. But I would make sure if I was whatever opportunity, I would be with him. And I would send him down.
And I think
whatever.
And I think that was something I really appreciated and knew that you kind of. It was like it was an obstacle that you had to deal with, but you made it work to the best of my abilities. And it's funny because just like kind of how Joel. So when me and Joel sat down the first time when we were gonna do the podcast, like he was just like, "Oh, let's sit down, let's talk." Like I found it interesting, and this is how I knew me and him had like kind of a similar way of thinking about things, is because like the way that me and him talked about our fathers, like we talked about you guys, like you were fucking gods or some shit. It was crazy. Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
No, I'm sorry, no bullshit. Like that's kind of how we like the way he talked about you, and kind of like he told me he's like yeah, my father took care of us, like he made sure, like blah blah blah, and I like the way he made you sound like some mythical creature, like and that's
and it was nothing to do with money.
It all had to do with the
didn't have.
Right, but it had all to do with like the love and attention and like all that. And when he said that, I was just like, well, that's how I feel about my father. Like that's how I feel about him, because it's just like and that's kind of the same way. Like
I usually that's a conversation. I mean, of course that we would share, and it was bound to happen. But I always make it a point to like when I want to make it very clear to people that the relationship that I have with my father very much is not like how people have with most. And I'm saying that because growing up, people would let me know like my father's not involved in my life, or I don't like the way they talk about him is not the way I would talk about my dad. Like and it kind of just blows my mind. But it honestly, shouldn't surprise me, because my dad was out here doing things that other dads just aren't doing. So unless you were doing it like him, and many weren't, then we're not on the same level.
Yeah, right.
My dad's my best friend.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
so
same.
But he's also my father.
Yeah, so same.
He grew up with childhood friend. I don't mention no names.
Yeah,
but him and his dad, bad relationship after he separated. And I remember I took him when he was 12, and his friend is probably a year.
I think he's a year older than me.
Yeah, he's a year older. And I took him to an Angel game down, him and his boy, and his father called, and I handed the phone, and the first words out of his mouth was, "What do you want, motherfucker?"
No.
What?
Yeah.
He said to the daddy?
Dude, I'm like sitting there, I'm like,
those are fighting words.
Oh my
Like, I mean,
God,
you plan on fighting this
dude? Dude, I wouldn't even know what I would feel if my kids felt this way about me.
Yeah.
I would be crushed.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. It was hard. I mean, but seeing how things worked out, I can understand his plight.
People have that relationship with their parents.
I can
it's
understand
weird.
his
it's
plight.
wild.
But it just crushed me, man. As a father, and I'm like, man, his kids are right here, and he don't want to see them. And my kids are, he was in Cleveland, thousands of miles away, and I would do anything to have him here for 5 minutes.
Dad's over here trying to serve a brick just to make it out to see me.
Oh, dude, stuff like that. That would really get to me.
I just have the different level of respect. Like for parents as a whole. Like shout out to our moms, because our moms are great people. But like I have a different level for respect for parents, and I think that's kind of like made it easier for me to go, like the wisdom that you guys have like imparted on us, like has not only made it easier for us to like communicate with people who are older, like because I know that Joel's got that gift of gab too, because I see him at work, because that's where hey man, like no bullshit, like I see him at work because where his job's at, like he has to talk to a lot of older people like on the regular
all the time.
And he can communicate with them so well, like, and I'm just like that's you.
No,
that's
me
you.
on purpose.
Yeah, that's you.
I did that to my kids on purpose.
Yeah, that's you.
I did that because when I'm not around, and once they're out there on their own, there's a certain way you need to handle yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, and then when you're with your boys, there's that too.
Yeah, right. And but that's what I'm saying. He's always carried himself with like such a big level of respect. And like I'm like and then when I met you, I was like, okay, this makes the world of sense. Like, just kind of just the way that, it's and I I also found it funny, like not funny. I found it just relieving that when we met, it was shit. Even when we talked on the phone,
Yeah, that was the first time.
it was more like shit. This sounds like I'm talking to my old uncle or some shit. Right, like, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like I'm talking to family, and that's kind of how he kind of presented it to me in life. He's just like, look, you never know who's gonna be your boss, who's gonna be your friend. He's like, you don't, he's like always
holding the interview.
Yeah, he's like,
That's
whatever the situation may be, your homies, like, hey, always try to treat people with the level of respect that they give you, and it'll take you very far. Like just the easiest courtesies on the planet. And I kind of felt like, like I said, when I met you, like, kind of what my father always imparted on me, like it's been able to carry me a long way. Like, just.
It's things that I learned from, especially from my, you have a good dad.
Ooh, yes.
Learn from my father. And I find myself, Dad, you was right.
You was right.
You was
Is
right.
that the best feeling ever?
You was
Is that the best?
God,
Is
You was so right. Yeah. And I say to my father used to tell me, the one thing he used to tell me, and I try to tell them, he said, man, whatever you do not embarrass my father's name.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's that.
Hey, and so to piggyback on that though,
Hey, Mike said that shit last week.
He did say that.
Yeah, he said that
did?
last week. He's like, it's like.
What did he say exactly though? It was.
He said something to the effect of, he's just like, you're not only representing. He's like, you're not only representing yourself, you're representing your name or something to that. Yeah. Like he's like, you're representing your family's name.
So my dad's been in San Jose most of his life, and I can walk around, go any place, meet anybody, and tell them my name, with confidence, knowing that there's not no one's got anything bad. No, Herman. My father didn't cheat anybody of money. Mm-hmm. He didn't do anyone wrong. I mean,
And if I did, I took care of that.
Right. Yeah. I don't have to go around being worried about what someone's gonna think of my father, or gonna think of me.
100%.
Right.
I confidently say oh, I'm Herman's son.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So,
hey man,
shout out to him.
Hey, cheers to that. Hey, seriously.
Cheers.
Yeah,
but
cheers, guys. Yeah, seriously.
Interesting about you two, though.
Go ahead, Ron.
That was a long applause.
That is a long applause. I gotta find a way to shorten it.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry, it's the Oprah Winfrey audience.
That's a standing ovation, though.
Okay, I will take that. I find it interesting the way you guys met. The common person would be Kevin.
Yeah.
The elder.
Yeah.
So he's the one that's seen something.
Yeah.
That, I got Eric and Joel. You guys should meet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fast forward the clock, and here we are.
Yeah.
Housemates.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's kind of nuts, like how your friends can bring other friends together, and they can end up being more lifelong friends than the friends that you originally got introduced through.
Right.
I think it happens a lot more often than you think, because Kevin, a very close friend of both of ours.
Yeah.
Our circumstances are, I just went to high school with him. That's, if I had not went to high school with him, I might not have ever been friends with this man.
Yeah.
And that's just being honest.
Yeah.
I love Kevin to death,
Mm-hmm.
and we continue to be friends to this day. But I wasn't introduced to Kevin by somebody else.
True.
If I was,
yeah. Who knows what the impact might not have
the type of
stuck.
exposure that I had with him in high school put us, when you're in high school, you have to be with these people.
Yeah.
And so that's why friendships don't really last too much outside of high school. You have maybe one or two people you hang out with in high school.
Yeah.
But everyone else was just there because we lived in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you make more genuine friends, or more friends that you have, more in common with later in life. Because keep in mind also, I'm only 18 years old. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago,
Right.
or 12 years, whatever. I'm not the same guy. I won't be the same guy in 10 years.
Yeah.
So who will be around in 10 years?
That's right.
We're all going to be different people.
Yeah.
We all have things that will be important in my life 10 years from now are not, important right now.
It's so funny because his little brother, he just turned 21.
Yeah.
And he's still, with his high school friends, the friends he grew up with, and
he hasn't
experienced, and
he hasn't experienced the trim
so
yet.
So me and his mom had talked
don't
about
worry.
it.
He's like, I got this many friends forever.
Yeah, no, you got to make the cut soon.
And when his birthday just came 3 weeks ago, and I told him, I said, hey man, just think about it. 10 years from now, them same friends that you have now, I bet you won't have. You might have one.
Yeah, you
might have one.
Yeah,
that's it.
I would say my dad just always told me like, hey, no, if not everyone who smiles in your face is your friend.
Right.
Be careful when you go around calling your friend.
Yes.
Real
because those friends,
just like you told us before we got on here, you're like, hey, they're throwing that best friend word around a lot.
not everyone is your friend.
Not everyone
you're gonna find
a friend.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like somebody who you can, because I think I always explain it in my head like this. It's like I got a bunch of niggas. I got my niggas that hang around me, like
blah, friendly.
But it's just like I only got like one or two people that I know for a fact that are down.
And you can count on them.
I can count on them.
That's the thing.
It's only one or two people I know if I break down somewhere that I can call any time of the night that they will handle my back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm doing the same.
And I would do the same
if
for
you
them.
call me and
you
I
call
tell
me.
you I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Ain't no BS. I'm not hemming and humming. And saying, hey, well, I might be there in about a half. No, I'm coming.
I'm straight up there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I think with that title of friend comes like some responsibility because at the same time, like the people that I call my friends, I'm going to be directly associated with. If they're out doing dumb shit, and I'm hanging around them, or I'm with them when they like decide to like do something stupid in the club or. Go out to a game and act a fool and get kicked out. I'm directly associated with them. I'm getting picked up with them. Right. So we got to just be careful about who we call our friends and who we kind of associate with that. And I think over the years I got way better than that. I used to hang out with some knuckleheads, or I used to just call knuckleheads my friends, and say, "Oh, this is my friend," like
my boy.
Oh, you're my friend, right? You don't got my back on something, or have me co-sign on something.
It's so funny between us because we live that life. We've been down that road. That's why we kind of keep going over and over.
Yeah.
Dude, this is gonna happen this way. And
has it so on the dad route now, as you guys are getting older, would you say it's getting easier a little bit, like just in terms of fatherhood, or just
first of all, I want to say first off,
yes,
fathers will never get the credit they deserve.
You
just never will get the credit you deserve.
Hey, speak on it. It's fine.
Hey, speak on it, please.
This is you believe me. Get used to it. When you have kids, it's not the same.
No. They'll never get that.
Okay.
I can understand being a mama's boy.
Yeah.
So I get it. And women do go through the
of course.
Blah, blah, and like you said at the beginning, 1-2 strokes, blah blah blah. So there it is. So the hard part is upon them. That's why you can look your girl in the eye and say, "Baby, I want 4 kids. I want 5. I want a basketball team.
I want a starting line.
It's because you ain't really got to do
all the labor pains and yada yada yada.
Yeah, or even sometimes you could just. Maybe you change the diaper. That's your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I wanted to be all in. All of that. Yeah. I kind of feel like I set the bar really high. Like he said in the beginning, you have your father and you look up to him, but you should also want to be better than them.
Of course,
right.
Because I ain't perfect. I do a lot of shit wrong. So take that shit I did wrong and put your little spin on it, but try to up the game.
Right.
And I feel like I've set the bar so damn high.
I think you both did. Yeah, it's kind of
You're a better father than me. Again, damn you.
Well, my dad used to always say, I raised you to be a better man than me. So I raised you to be a better. I know you're a better man than me. I know your brothers are better than me.
Have to.
Yeah. You should avoid
those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's you guys gave us the blueprint on definitely to try to strive for more and just want more out of life. Like, no matter what avenue, like you said, as long as we don't embarrass you, you know, we try to strive to be better men than you. I think that's the biggest thing that you know we can kind of take away from it. Thank you. I think we, you know, there's still
because it's
still
hard.
a long way to go.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
Dude, it's hard.
we ain't even dads yet, but yeah,
Hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, boy.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing
That's
you'll
my-
ever do.
That's my little brother Miles. Miles, this is Herman. This is
Hey,
Joel's
now.
dad. Yeah, and that's
Right.
his little brother. That's his little brother Chance. Yeah, man.
He's going through.
Yeah, hey, you know, hey, he's, you know, that's what I'm saying.
And
It's-
if he's lucky enough, one day he'll be somebody's dad.
Thank you.
With the
All
bar
right.
up
Hey,
high.
Hey,
the bar
you know?
up high. Hey, man, that's where I'm putting it, bro. That's where I'm putting it.
Yeah. Let me just ask you this. I guess the real question, and we could start with you, Herm. As a father, if you have one piece of wisdom that you want to give the future fathers out there, what would it be? I hate to put you on the spot, but I know you wanted to drop a hot 16 when you came in here. I'm just
16.
my man got on the mic. He's like, yeah, I'm feeling this shit. I'm feeling this shit.
See, he Oakland, man. He Oakland. Yeah.
The one thing.
or just a thing. Doesn't got to be the one thing.
Doesn't
No
matter.
pressure.
I'm going to say love your wife and be a good husband, because you've got boys looking for an example of how to do this. Not just the fatherhood with the kids, but being a good man to your wife as best as you can be, and learning along the way, and being willing to recognize when you're wrong. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I know I fuck up, but I've got a unique ability to be able to self-correct too.
Right.
You know, I don't really have to be-
100%.
I don't have to
100%.
be beat down and
100%.
told how bad I fucked up, because I knew right from wrong going
That's
in.
true.
So that's my one thing. Try to make it a full circle, because you may have a daughter looking on.
Yes,
And
true.
That's the type of man she.
Yes.
If you're a good man, maybe that's the bar for her to look.
And that's the thing. You got boys and girls, so it's like, you know, two different parallels. Like, you know,
It's too
right
big.
there.
The two different parallels.
And you just never know,
Yeah.
because they do look up to you, and you want to be a good example. So, to the best of your ability,
Yeah.
be good to your girl.
Would you say so? Well, I mean, so having boys and girls. I mean, I guess to just kind of cap off on this too. Like you obviously there's different parenting styles, like when it comes to girls and boys. Like,
I did
okay,
it all the same.
Did it all the same? Okay.
I knew. Well, there is difference.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Because I knew I had to have a
Speak to his daughter a certain way.
different way. Yeah. Then I purposely spoke to them. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I spoke to them correctly and properly, but I also let them know. I gave them that street edge.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a nigga. Hey, hold on.
Hey, now you know we gonna put under their
keep it
descriptions
real,
under
man.
their name,
Keep
like
it real.
dad quotations, like real
nigga.
OG real nigga. Yeah.
And I've done nigga shit.
Yeah.
Nigga
Definitely.
Shit, I was
waiting for this. I was waiting
Did
for
my
this.
dirt all by my
Oh
lonely.
man.
So if you want that, it's out there, and I wanted it. I wanted all of it. So I did that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
We can do that after.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This is the uncut version.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then living in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that type
Oh,
of shit.
yeah,
to
of
do.
course.
So,
Of course.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself though.
Yeah. Hey. You know.
Loved it.
So I'm saying you're alive. You raised your kids. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's really the one of the biggest accomplishments.
We are blessed, bro.
No,
We
to
survived.
still be here. Yes.
We
Yes.
survived.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
when you was talking about people dying young,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm only
Or people
survived-
that-
I was only one out of 5 children to
Right.
make it past 50,
Or to have your freedom
to have my freedom.
and not be incarcerated for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
that's
That's
another
important.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That's another
That's
thing.
another
Having-
thing, man.
yeah.
I mean, hey.
Hey, freedom's the
You
shit,
be-
huh?
Hey,
Freedom is the shit.
freedom is
Shout
the shit.
Freedom is-
Hey, shout out to freedom. Like seriously.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Hey,
all your dreams and hopes,
Yeah.
all that is directly related to your freedom.
Yeah. 100%.
Your choices when you're locked up are very few.
Oh yeah.
What do we have?
Even when you get out from being locked up,
We've
it's
got
few for
prison
us.
bitch.
Yeah.
Gangbanger.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't too many choices,
yeah.
bro.
Not too
It's
many.
not too
Yeah,
many.
you got far more control of your life just with freedom. So.
Yeah. What about you, Dad? You have one little piece of.
I generally agree with what he's saying. That, you know, I raised all boys. I wanted you guys to have your own identity. That's probably why I didn't name neither one of you after me.
Yeah.
I wanted you to have your own identity.
That's what you said. Like, I don't want no junior.
Yeah, I didn't want no junior. No. It's just like,
Never
it's too
wanted
many,
that.
it's
Yeah.
big footsteps, man, trying to be like me. No, I want you to have your own name. Mm-hmm. Just your last name, just represent that, but you your own person. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted the best for you, regardless. I didn't try to overburden, over, you know. I wanted you to grow. I wanted him to grow. Mm-hmm. I wanted you, hey man, there's streets out here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. I'm gonna tell you, hey, you know, this shit ain't gonna fly. Or this brother, hey man, I don't know about him.
Did you spank your kids?
Didn't have to. I think he
You never got your ass whooped?
Hold up. No.
I did.
Hold
That's not true.
That's what we're asking. That's what we're asking.
No, did I ever get my ass whooped? Yes.
Hold on,
Yeah, 100%.
Now, my thing was, and my mom did the same thing. I'm gonna put the fear of fucking God.
Oh, that
in
too.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. Yes.
They was good kids. I didn't. They wasn't.
I mean, we were relatively
was
good kids
probably-
too.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
you
was
were,
probably-
but-
Yeah, no, I got spanked.
I think
I got spanked.
Yeah, he
I
got
spanked.
spanked.
I got
You know,
spanked. I
but
got my ass
I
whooped.
didn't. Probably after he got about, you know, got into grade school.
Yeah.
You know, I
we
didn't
were
have to-
we were spanked young,
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah.
I mean, we were so young so
spanked
that
them young,
when I
but
never
once
took
they
an ass
got-
whooping past the age of
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, when I got the
My brothers are different.
when, hey
knew,
man, when I
they
lit that
knew.
couch on,
Yeah,
you think
they
I light a
knew.
couch on
They
fire and
knew.
walk away from it?
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Hold up. Yes, he did. Hold up. Nah. This is why I didn't spank him that day, because we wasn't having an argument, but we was discussing, and we was in the back room, him and his mom. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing I know, I hear the smoke detector go off, and I'm like, "Are you cooking something?" I run out in the front room, and he got Annie. I had bought his mom probably a giant black Annie Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh.
And she
Okay.
thought, like I
See
said,
her
I
face?
didn't have, hold
That
on.
was the CPR doll's name, wasn't it? Back in high school?
But
I
this
think
was
in the
a-
70s. CPR doll.
She had the dreads and everything. But my wife, she treated that doll like it was a kid. I mean, literally, get on plane,
Put it in the front seat.
put it in the front
All that
seat.
shit. Yeah, all
So
that shit.
when I look back then, Annie's burning, and she came out, she was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
She was literally going. I can't say, you know, she might smack him on the leg a little bit, but I think she was gonna take a broomstick and whack him. And I told her, hold up, it's our fault. He got
You're an accomplice in this,
I
huh?
saved him. I
reasoned
saved him.
with
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
I,
hold on.
I had to reason with her to
Yeah.
keep her.
It ain't your
from-
doll, of course you did.
Yeah. The couch was gone and Annie was gone.
It was an
you
interesting
know,
time being a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, it was,
I didn't burn up the entire couch. Let's get that straight. I didn't
No,
burn up the
he
couch. It was just a
burned the
spot.
corner.
It was just a spot. It was a spot.
It was
dad-
more.
my dad-
It was more the rug and Annie.
Yeah.
that was gone.
My dad only really spanked us if we lied to him.
That was
Pretty much. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
There wasn't much things that we couldn't get out. I mean, we couldn't get past through talking about things, you know.
Yeah.
He always told me I could feel a certain way and I can disagree with him. My only thing is I need to be able to explain to him why, you know. And so that was that. But if I lied to him, then that's over. I can never do that.
I was a liar. You know what I mean? So
Professional.
So I
Herman
got my
McKenzie,
ass whipped
professional
a lot.
liar. Put that underneath.
We're gonna have to give you like 40 titles on this show.
Professional
Like,
liar.
yeah, bro.
Really? But in the 60s, 70s, I got my ass whipped just regular. So I'm mentally prepared to, you know, if I get caught lying, I'm going down with the shit.
Right.
Give a fuck.
Right.
So I got my ass whipped a lot by mom and dad because black moms will
Believe
tear
me.
your ass up.
Yeah.
And my dad, he was such a master at whipping you that he used the razor strap, which is what the barbers would sharpen their razors with. But before that, this nigga would make you take a shower.
Oh no.
So no. He's getting you wet.
Oh
going
yeah.
out,
Oh yeah.
so-
Oh yeah.
He's like, go take a shower.
No. Yeah. You
Right,
know,
dry off.
Right, and I already knew it was up.
I would
That's the
say-
longest shower of your
so,
life.
okay, I'll say this.
Oh,
I'll
and
say this
that's
because
some- that's some shit.
I spent a lot of my younger childhood with my grandparents.
Yeah.
Like on his parents and my mom's parents.
They whipped his ass.
And what year was this?
Shit, I was from anywhere from like 3
What
to
year was it though? 'Cause
It
I
was
know.
like 89 to 95.
Okay, I want to compare
Yeah.
that to a good.
yeah
70s.
80 yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't have 70 ass whoopings.
Yeah, I don't.
60,
When
70?
you-
Oh,
when you
yeah,
got
dude.
60, okay, when you
Oh,
could do
yeah,
that
dude.
and you weren't even gonna get in trouble. Now,
Dude.
if you received in the 80s the ass whooping I received in the 70s, you could probably have people locked
Yeah,
up.
you can have people locked
You
up.
could have people locked up.
Yeah, no, it's just different now. You can't just.
Literally, I would go.
I'm shaking right now.
Literally,
His leg
I'm
is
about to
moving.
call my
I
mom
showed-
and tell her I didn't do
Hey,
it.
me, zoom in on his leg.
it wasn't just you. It was the whole neighborhood.
Could get
I would
you
go
out.
over my friend's house, knock on their door, and next thing I know, mom is whooping everybody in the house's ass.
What?
No,
the
no.
neighbor
Straight
wakes up.
up.
I seen.
And I was like, oh, it's not the time. I'll sneak. Before I even ring the doorbell, I hear holler. I hear mama tearing that ass up.
Yeah, black folks did it a different
Oh,
way.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, black folks did it a way
black.
different way.
Dude, I got so many. After a while, you became, I'm like, dude, I don't want an ass whooping. My dad was like,
It's like the one thing you feared as a kid.
my dad was,
Look at my ass
father,
whooped.
my father was like you. He was there. Dude, my father, when I get up in the morning, my clothes was pressed, breakfast was done, come home,
Damn.
dinner was done, everything. He washed, he did, he like you, he did everything
I
to
do all
provide.
that.
Yeah, my father was like that.
I still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still did
So-
that. I just don't live there anymore.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
30-something years in the game.
if my teacher called and I jacked up, he would wake me up in the morning.
Oh, that's called a rude awakening.
That is a whoa.
Should've just
Ain't nothing
turned
like
around.
getting woke up, get
Yeah.
Hey man, we got
with
lucky.
a-
We got lucky,
with a
bro.
belt and
Well,
a
I was
whip
I was
on
in it.
your ass.
I wouldn't say I was a good kid.
Yeah.
It was a good.
I
kid.
got maybe my
All
ass whooped
kids
maybe
were
a
good
handful of times.
Yeah.
Because I learned quickly. My brother, on the other hand,
I got beat.
Christopher
I
had
got
to-
beat more by my grandparents. Look, that's
Yeah,
all I'll
the
say. His
grandparents,
folks,
yeah.
his, and it wasn't the dads though. It was always like my
Grandma,
grandpa Jimmy.
grandma,
it was my grandma's. Like they had like a vendetta out against me, like for beating me. It was crazy. Like I killed our goldfish one time because I was like, let me.
What?
Let me try to.
Grandma.
You and
Because couches, goldfish, like trust me,
yeah,
I've done it all, and I tried to, because I was like, let me try to take the goldfish out of the water and pet him, and when I took him out, he started flapping around. I couldn't get him back in the bowl. He died on the carpet.
He didn't make
Look,
it.
I was young, and that was his mother. They had a wine vineyard in the back of the house. Like they should make her own wine, so she had the wine vines in the back. She's like, go pluck one now, and I'd be like. Thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna pick a skinny one. It won't hurt. It won't hurt so bad.
Why does everyone think that?
No,
Every
pick a
kid,
skinny
like,
one.
I'm gonna pick
No,
a skinny
Have you ever seen
a trick.
have
No,
you ever
don't
seen
even- don't even.
have you ever seen an old black woman Indiana Jones swinging from a bruh, like it was just like, and but it was my grandmother's because I spent a lot of the summers and like winters, some winters, but mostly the summers with them, and I spent so much time with them that they were usually the ones that cracked down on the punishment of me. That way, when I usually get back to them, I'd be like, well, ain't doing none of that shit no more. Like, so it was just like,
There's some value there.
yeah, exactly.
Dude,
So
there's some value.
like I said,
I had piano lessons every Saturday from the time I was in first grade to the time I graduated from high school. So to me, going to school, I was going to school 6 days a week. Mm-hmm. For a kid, that was like, I hear my friends playing outside, this Saturday morning. I ain't even watching cartoons. I'm playing the piano. So I had it. So when I got about 11th grade, I had a harmony class and I had piano lessons. Mm-hmm. And so I had a test in harmony that took a little over my allotted time. So I was late going to my piano class. So I get to my piano, do my lessons, get home. My mom is like head spinning around. She thought I cut because the lady called house, said, where was I at? And she thought I cut.
and she never called back and said,
She
"Oh, he
never
made it."
called back and said that I made it.
Okay.
My mom had the Louisville Slugger out on my ass.
Damn. That's a bat, everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm pleading with her. I'm pleading with her. She's like, go down to the basement. You stay there, and I'm gonna call this lady. And if it ain't the story,
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Does that match up?
Yeah, it matched up, man. Thank God. I mean, she apologized and everything, but dude, it was scary. It was scary.
It was scary.
It was scary.
Yeah. I want to throw in the mix here. I've never once whipped any of my kids or spanked them, whatever, without a reason.
Yeah.
And nothing I've ever liked.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I don't
No
find
kid.
enjoyment.
Yeah. No parent likes. Yeah. So let's get that out there right now. No
Yeah,
parent
disclaimer.
likes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't hit slide.
I would
Yeah.
actually talk to them after
Yeah.
and let them know, we
This
can
is
avoid
why.
all this.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
why, and it don't have to be.
My dad was on some like crazy shit. he would spank us. He would spank us. We would be crying and sleeping, and then we wake up, and it's a fuck. And then it's like he switched up. He's like, hey, let's have a big party now.
That's it.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's go back to being best friends. Now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
hey, let's
Business
go.
business as usual.
Yeah, like nothing happened. I'm
No,
like,
even funner.
I'm still.
because I'm feeling a little bad.
Because you're feeling guilty.
So,
Yeah.
I'm feeling.
Do you want ice cream? Like, I wasn't. Yeah. All of that.
man,
All of that.
donuts.
Yeah.
That's what we
Donut.
get.
Yeah.
I used to get whoopings. Like, say if I got home from school, I get a whooping. Man, I got welts and shit on. Oh, go outside and play. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Now, if they was really mad, punishment. They wouldn't whoop me. They'd give me like 2. And back in the day, man, we had no cell phone. We had no games. We had no. Dude,
Go to your room meant
Go
something.
to your room. That was
Yeah.
like, man, that was like.
Wait, go to your room. No
my
shit
ass.
now. I'm there.
Whoop my ass, please.
there's no-
Whoop me.
Yeah,
I
no
can't.
ego.
Dude,
Yeah.
she told, I remember I got a D in French. She said, you're not going outside till summer. And it was like April. And I'm like, there's no way.
Oh my God.
I'm crying. I'm
That's
like,
like- that's
please
that
whoop
solitary
my ass.
confinement. That's-
Yeah, that
It's the same
was.
thing.
That was.
Because
I couldn't watch
it's-
TV or nothing, dude. I'm like, oh my
only
God,
TV
this is
in
the
front.
worst.
You
Yeah,
didn't
me-
have
oh,
a
yeah.
TV in the
Yeah.
room, did you?
Oh, God, we had no TV in the room.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
TV. Was your
TV.
bed and whatever
The bed, a couple posters, and that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
So what you would get is a trip to the dinner table,
Yeah, that's
back to
it.
the room, and maybe to the bathroom,
Yep.
Yeah.
and back to the room.
Back to
Yep.
the
Yep.
room.
And then
That's
you go to
it.
school the next day.
Go to
Come
school
straight
the next
home.
day, come home,
work.
do the same thing over and
School's
over
like your
again.
only freedom, really.
Yeah, that was it.
Man.
School was your only freedom, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Recess
Yeah.
was.
If
Recess
that
was.
was it.
If it wasn't summertime.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
summertime.
Don't let it be summertime. You be
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
I was like, man, whoop my ass, please.
Yeah.
Let's just get this over with. I'll take the ass whooping.
Take the ass up and don't, not in the house.
Dads, this has been so far hilarious and very it's been knowledge inducing. I've loved every minute of it.
Should we take 5?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break real quick, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna play a game. But honestly, it's so much fun already. I gotta cut it off early because
Yeah.
Herm trying to dog out the Oprah audience hand claps.
Hold on, I was like, I'm about to
He's like,
forget
this
what I was-
motherfucker going forever.
Wait, and that's the part I asked for when I got here. Remember?
Yeah, we trying to give you the whole thing.
Yeah.
let me see that one.
The clapper. Weeds.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome back, everybody. So we're still on the Father's Day episode. It is going amazingly sweet, and our fathers are here, and we are going to play a game. Not only our favorite game, but a requested game by Mr. Herm Dog over here.
Hey.
Yes, indeed. And so we all know what the game is. It's overrated, underrated, or properly rated. And this week we're gonna kind of mix it up. We're gonna have some old school topics and some new school topics because we got some old school players with some new school flavor. There you go.
I'll take that.
And
Well put.
so I you guys already know how to play the game. So like I'm gonna give you a subject. You pretty much will tell me if it's overrated, underrated, or properly rated, and you will tell me why. So we're gonna go with our first subject here, which is the movie, the original movie, not that played out piece of shit that they just tried to pull out a couple years ago. I'm still really angry. I watched that. It was not. It just wasn't good.
That was,
Yeah.
that was just a disgrace.
It wasn't. It just wasn't good. Superfly, the original
that,
1970.
I thought you was about to talk about the space.
Oh, no.
Only because I was going to relate.
No.
You're talking about the remake of that one.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about the old one.
Now we're talking about the old one, the original Superfly. Overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
It is underrated.
Okay. Why?
For the time that it came along.
Okay.
And what it meant to black people.
Okay. Okay.
It had everything to do with, everything to do with, or it was a direct reflection of what black people were going through.
Right.
And from the
That
Bay
Curtis
Area,
Mayfield album.
Ooh. And from the Bay Area, I mean, Freddie's dead and all that.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bay Area, we really related to Superfly because the pimp game was strong out here.
Yeah.
And, I used to look up to pimps.
Iceberg Slim out here, brother.
I used to sneak and get my dad's Dolomite.
Oh yeah, Dolomite was the
I'd pull that shit out. Rudy Ray Moore.
The Dolomite.
Yes, or even what's her name?
Yeah, this was the slap right here, the little running child.
Oh yeah. No, that whole album.
The whole album, top to bottom, was great.
Top to bottom.
I play it now.
I still play it today.
Rappers sample so much.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh yeah, 100%.
So,
Curtis Mayfield was a genius.
Yeah. So I would say so. Dad,
It was underrated.
underrated. Okay.
For the reasons, dude, 1972. Dude, in the 60s, what we had, Julia, Flip Wilson, I think.
Red Fox.
Room 222. Dude, to see black people, when black people came on TV back then, it was like, we calling people, so-and-so is on right now.
wow. Hey, you see this nigga on TV?
I'm serious, because dude, you either had, before Superfly, it was either Sidney Poitier or Harry Belafonte.
Right. Yeah.
Harry Belafonte.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it, dude. That's about it.
Right.
For his starring, leading men.
So to see a
back
black
then.
man on TV with a nice car and all this, like
And
you know,
women.
That's rare. You weren't
And
gonna see
then
much of
you
that.
put the storyline into it, and it was, hey, dude, this was what was happening.
A young blood priest, man.
Dude, from the time in '72, dude, we lived through the summer of love, with Flower Child, hippie, dude, every drug that you can imagine.
Damn.
From acid to we had no crack, though, but cocaine.
We had no
Dude,
crack, though.
it had hit the big time.
We didn't
It had no crack though.
We had no crack, we had no meth, but
no.
the standard
Yeah,
just
yeah.
pharmaceutical shit.
Yeah.
We was just getting popular.
Yeah.
So as us children growing up, dude, they was like heroes to us.
Yeah.
Him,
The Mac.
dude, the Mac.
Oh, the Mac.
The Mac.
Hey,
Mac.
the Mac is.
Dude, Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
I ain't no motherfucking track star. I ain't running for nobody.
Hey.
I ain't no motherfucking.
That movie's
track
really
star.
quotable.
Dude, that movie was, hey man.
Wait. What was that from? That nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that
I ain't no
was. I
motherfucking
used to
track
listen.
star.
Yeah.
Police told him to run. I ain't running no motherfucking way.
No motherfucking word.
But it was, dude, they was heroes to us.
Right.
Because
some of that.
Because we didn't see that before.
Yeah.
We didn't see brothers getting out of Cadillacs, flying down. Hey, the clothing was a little bit out there.
maybe you did, but you didn't see him on TV.
You didn't see. You seen him
in your neighborhood.
You seen him in the hood, but to see him on TV was special to us.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's underrated.
I
I think it's underrated for sure, especially now. The cultural impact that it has on the rap game, on just pop culture in general. I think it's like if I'm a young white kid now, if I'm a young Asian kid, like Filipino kid, how do you know what Superfly is?
You don't know shit
Or how
about
do you know
this.
that what now was influenced by Curtis Mayfield's soundtrack or even this movie in general?
Yeah.
But I know young black kids do. And it's, either because they grew up with it or they had fathers that showed them this movie like us.
And that's what I think is very special because me and you, I mean, that also lends into what our fathers teach us. And one of the things is to appreciate good cinema, because there's like questions I ask you all the time. Like, I'm like, have you seen this movie? And you're like, yeah. And it trips me out because I'm like, I'm like, bro, you're 3 years younger than I am. So I'm like, but still, like, he knows what the fuck is up to watch these class.
My dad used to show me movies a long time ago, and then he would show me them again as an adult.
Yeah,
and then I would take something totally different from it.
But it was shit that like
different.
normal parents, like, you know, like they regular milk, but like you guys would expose us to that, and it'd be like, yo, you should see this.
Yeah.
For what it is. And then like when I got older, I remember like the movies that he would show me, and I'd be like, damn, I was watching this as a kid. And then like then I would start noticing the messages that it was sending like back in the day. So that's why it was special watching Superfly, because I was just like, oh shit, like this is kind of interesting to see like the, you know, because where was he? Was he in Harlem?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Harlem. Yeah, he was in Harlem.
First one or second one?
The first one. I think he was in. Yeah, first one.
No.
Yeah, the first one. He's in Harlem, and then it like really encapsulated like the struggle that was really going on. Like you had the bombed out places in Harlem that was like wrecked by heroin, and like the prostitution that was going on heavy, the drug deals. Like that's what the cops trying to catch niggas up for any sorts of shit, even though it's their neighborhood and they're just trying to make a living wage. It encapsulated so much, and that's what a lot of like these blaxploitation films were about, because it'd be like, holy shit, like it's not watching it just to call it like a pimp movie. No, this is like a story of like,
this is a story of life.
This is the story of our lives. Like to a certain point, it captures like that one piece of like what Black life was, I think, like back then.
But the strange thing about that is, if you look behind production,
right,
that wasn't by black people.
Yeah, right.
No.
It wasn't.
I mean,
it wasn't.
So
it
that's
wasn't.
the exploitation.
Yeah.
Part.
What was it? Golan or whatever. What's the guy's name? I'm trying to. It was Jewish guys.
Of course, it's the Jews.
Yeah, so of course.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to think of their name. It was G something. They was brothers.
Yeah.
Props to them for even taking the time to show something about black folks.
Yeah.
Because nobody else can.
I look at it as like,
nobody else was doing it.
I looked at it as like it was a foot in the door, and it was. I mean, these black exploitation movies had to happen in order for just like you said, just to see a black person on TV was a big step. But then as from that came a bunch of great actors who wanted to play real serious roles and be actually
and the acceptance of
too.
Exactly.
That's how we get like the Denzel Washingtons or the
right.
I mean, goodness. James Earl Jones,
all
all the people that come after Jamie Foxx's whatever, to be on this level, and that this had to happen.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, I think we all agree. Superfly's underrated for what it is.
Yes,
like I think it is.
First one is underrated.
First one's underrated. The second one was a travesty. I don't even know. Like when you get classics, when you have a classic movie, you don't need to. Sometimes you don't need to remake. Why? Don't just leave it. Don't touch it.
Because money.
Because of course, because of money.
Man.
I think that we're all in agreement. This is an underrated film for what it is, and it's good. Let's see
what we got.
Cannabis clubs. Overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
What is it?
Cannabis clubs. Weed clubs. Weed shops.
I say overrated.
I'm off
Hey, when he says off that, he means he's not doing it.
Right.
One more.
Yes.
I ain't off. I'm off that weed.
Hey, Joel, one more title for us to add in there. Herman McKenzie, off the weed. Stay off of the weed.
But I'm glad that you cleared that.
I just want to clarify. I'm not gone off the weed.
But when you were on the weed, allegedly, no. But when you were on the weed, would you go to the club like to get it, or like you order it?
I knew too many people.
Okay.
What happened to the local weed man?
So what did you feel? So what do you feel about weed clubs, like as them as a whole? Like, do you think it's overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
They're properly rated.
Properly rated.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a needed commodity.
Okay. Hey.
You never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes my boy might be out.
Okay. That's a respectable
I need
answer.
to know that membership counts.
Okay, that's a respectable answer. Dad?
I think properly rated.
Okay.
I mean, he's off of it. No, I'm not.
I'm not.
So, but I have a regular girl. She gets my weed, but
When she understands you.
She understands me.
That's important.
That's
That's what I'm saying. What happened to the local weed man?
We got a perfect understanding of each other.
Understand I'm a little short.
Yeah. So,
You understand?
but when, like, if she's out of town or she's not available, the clubs
There for
are
you.
convenient.
And again, she has to understand
Yeah.
that you have to go somewhere else.
Well, the understanding is
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't say nothing to her.
Understand that I have to go somewhere else to get it.
Yeah, that's the understanding. I don't go nowhere else. She don't know, but she might know today after if she see this.
Right.
What you lose in the club thing is you lose the connection.
You lose
Right.
the
Well, okay, so
you got to
I'm not
Yeah,
not a weed smoker.
Yeah.
But I guess my thing for the cannabis clubs, I would say slightly overrated. Just from the standpoint of I don't know who owns these cannabis clubs, or I don't know who owns which ones. I know they might be private. Some of them are privately owned, but like
some of them have investors, like
and so-
Jay-Z's invested in Khalifa.
So then you own a cannabis club. You buy your weed locally from local growers, or
They're called co-ops.
I just want to know where my money's going to, because when I was dealing with the weed man, I knew who was getting my money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You bring up a valid
Right.
You bring up a valid point.
From a convenience
You bring it-
standpoint,
That's
yeah, it's
right.
great. But from
Yeah.
where's my money going?
True.
Was it
True.
going back into my community?
Yeah.
Is it going to some
It's not
white
going
man
in
or
your community.
Yeah,
what's
And it depends on the club,
Yeah.
because some clubs are better than others.
Right.
I mean, it just is. And me going to the club, I generally get pre-roll.
right? Because
It's
why do I have to
just
roll
a
anymore?
convenience.
Because I'm already here.
Yeah, but it's a thing. Like I say, I got my own girl. So if I don't go to her, I don't try to figure out what is this.
Yeah.
I got it. You know, so I'm like, well, I just get the pre-roll.
They've already
I
done
know
that for you.
I've done that. So I don't buy
Yeah.
flour in abundance.
But now with COVID, it's kind of hard because like when you go to the club, you can't look at shit, you can't smell shit.
Really?
Like, now it's like you break it, you buy it. Like you touch this, like you got to go out with it. Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And that's usually like
They used to let you smell it.
They used to-
They let you put it in your pocket for a little bit just to make it feel. Does it feel right?
Does it feel right?
And I do have to admit, I'm from Orange County, and since the whole state of California, but y'all got
We got clubs.
Y'all got better.
They got
selection.
churches. They have church.
Y'all got better selection.
They have churches and
Dude,
collectives down
we
there.
got. I think they got a couple in Orange County, but they try to bring it like you get like these like smaller clubs, and what
The
they're
churches.
doing, the police close them. down.
They shut them down like a lot.
Shut them down like
Yeah,
that. They
yeah.
might hang out. You could be going there for a month. Next day, you be like,
They're gone.
damn, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
see.
Yeah. And then they call them churches down
Because
there.
they're
Not clubs like up here.
Because they're not a business
well,
anymore,
they're
right?
not
Or they don't get
taxed.
taxed. Yeah,
don't
that's
get taxed.
yeah.
Well,
They
and
don't
then
get taxed.
what the other thing that kind of goes along with that as well is that the problem with the weed money in America, just like you said, like you don't know where your money's going. Well, they can't even put the money in the bank, so it's like now you're really like what the fuck is really happening?
Because they say the taxes that they tax are going back. I mean, to
They're supposed to be coming back to the people in California, but they're not.
Dude,
It's not
until they totally federally makes it
and regulated.
and regulate
They need
it.
some regulation.
Yeah, until they regulate it.
I like the fact that my boy regulates himself.
Thank you. I know my girl.
No.
I know my girl. When she
regulates
say
himself.
this is what this is.
yeah.
This is what this
My
is.
boy's not calling me with no bullshit.
Yeah, she ain't calling
right,
me with no
right,
bullshit.
right.
Yeah, that's
And I
the
think
thing.
I think that's why I think it's also overrated too.
It's
Just like you said,
overrated.
just like you said, a little bit of the misconnection, a little bit of not knowing where your money's
I feel
going,
more comfortable.
a little
with
bit,
I feel more comfortable with my.
a little bit of like you can actually tell them. Like, especially if you're cool with your plug, sometimes you could tell them like, "Hey, man, this shit."
Hold on. Why wouldn't you be cool with your plug?
Yeah, right. Are you have animosity?
Hold on. You don't know what they're doing. Okay, you buy some weed.
I'm good with
They'll
that.
give you.
I'm good
They call themselves. Well, we'll give you a gift. What do you want? A regular joint or fucking or
Edible.
candy
Yeah.
or edible? I asked for a regular joint. I'm like, man, this is bullshit.
Yeah, it's the shake. It's shake.
Shake.
It's
The fuck?
bullshit. Don't even.
Dude, don't give me this shit.
It's
I never
nickel.
felt
It's
that.
That's
Nickel
the
Frizz.
problem.
It's
I have
Reggie.
a problem with
It's
that.
Reggie.
It's Reggie.
Reggie.
I got a problem with that.
Yeah,
I got
it's
a problem with
But
that.
and that's the thing is that like you can't go to them with you can't go to the club with the criticism because they think they're selling the high hydroponic. But some of that shit is not. It's not.
I'm not the grower. I don't.
You get $25 Ace like for a special. I'm like, why is it so special that I'm able to get a $25
$25
eighth of this
right.
bullshit? I'm like,
bullshit.
something
$25. That's how much it
Yes.
costs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$25 eighth.
I'm glad I don't smoke weed.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no,
Hey, man.
man.
Hey, it's an expensive habit.
The savings
It's an
is
expensive
immense
habit, dog.
when you stop.
yeah.
It's just
So, Herman, I heard you just buy shoes now, huh?
yeah, that's my new thing.
Nice,
I'll
man.
buy some shoes.
And you got nice shirts.
Yeah.
I like those donut. I like those donut shirts, bro. Them shits is fresh.
I love some donuts.
Yeah.
These just arrived in the mail yesterday.
What?
Because the one I had on the other day had a spot on it.
Barbecue.
So
Oh,
I
the
got-
barbecue?
I got on the phone the other day with Chance, and she overnighted.
Nice. That's cool.
Because I didn't have black in the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's overrated.
it's overrated.
Club's overrated. I
Yeah,
think.
clubs over.
Yeah. Because and then the hassle that you had to go through, like to get into on some of them, and then it's just
They
like
want to know too much.
they want to know your
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
My plug don't ask for my ID.
Yeah, I know.
Let me get your phone number.
And he
Yeah.
knows me.
Yeah.
know
He
me.
knows me.
Yeah.
I think the only convenient I will say
Is the convenient
is the
part.
convenient part, like
Yeah.
to go in and get
Go
whatever.
in.
There's a wider
Well,
selection, like of
especially
shit.
I think we can't even appreciate that. Not mainly because we're not weed smokers, but also because we didn't grow up in the era like they did, where they, that shit was illegal.
Or it's a struggle.
Like,
yeah.
Dude,
you can go to jail for some
but
weed.
you know what? You know what? It gave you a rush just to know that shit. I could get fucking suspended.
Fuck that. I'm high. I don't want no rush. I'll get
look.
paranoid.
Son, I'm gonna tell you my high school schedule for my 12th grade. I had first period study hall. We had a bathroom on the 3rd floor. We had a 3-story back in Cleveland. Lunchroom was on the 3rd floor. Third floor bathroom was either for motherfuckers coming in to shoot dice or smoking weed.
You went to school a long time ago. Dice in the bathroom?
Hey man.
You didn't come in, dude. You weren't coming in there to take number 2.
Yeah.
You was gonna get chased.
He's like, I come here for number 2. I came here for 7 and 11, baby.
Damn right. We was 7 and 11.
Say-
So
Hit me.
That's
So
right.
we would sit in the stall. We would sit in the stall. We would buy probably a dime bag of weed. We had
Blow
the
the smoke
sticks.
out in your bag.
We had the sticks, stems, and seeds. So we would, clean the motherfuckers out and roll fucking joints
On the
and
toilet.
sell dollar joints.
Oh, wow.
Joints for $1. That was my lunch money.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's the come up, man. Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement that it's once again it's a little. I think it's a little bit overrated. Give out to your local weed man. The plugs.
Yeah.
The plugs
And
are
I
keep
like
them
to
in
know where
business.
My money's being
Yeah,
spent, too.
yeah, keep them
I
in
like
business.
To see that my boy bought new rims.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? and I feel like a part of that.
Yeah, I feel like,
I mean,
my kid, his kid's going to school.
kid's going to-
Got
your
these
kid's
new
finally
shoes.
going to college.
my
Cool.
my girl got a
Yeah.
64 Impala.
Yeah.
And I know she spent it on hydraulics. So I know.
And so I can
Is that
see
big?
where that money's going.
Yeah, I know where that
And
money's
I'm-
going.
and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Baby
I'm
needs
okay,
shoes.
Baby
Wife
needs
need
shoes.
clothes. Baby needs shoes.
baby news.
Wife need clothes.
What was that? Harlem
That was Harlem Nights,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was like,
Yeah, and I bet not crap out.
I bet. He said, wait, have y'all seen?
I bet not.
So everyone's seen Harlem Nights here?
Oh yeah.
Hey man, that movie is the
movie's a
best.
classic.
That movie's the best.
Hey, most of those niggas are dead in that movie. Everyone in that movie,
Red-
except for Eddie Murphy.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie's the only one. Like everyone else is dead.
Yeah, that's just
Everybody.
crazy. Yeah.
Charlie, everybody.
Yeah, I usually watch, and that's funny. Like I watched that movie. Like, oh yeah, Vera too. Yeah, she just died like a
she
couple years
just
ago.
died.
Yeah,
Yep.
like yeah, it's crazy watching that movie over and over because it's just
Well, there's just certain parts in the movie. There's just scenes in the
It's
movie
just
that like.
Yeah.
classic scene.
yeah, it's classic
Yeah,
scenes.
classic.
Yeah, classic scenes. Okay, next one. Here's the one for you guys: overrated, underrated, or properly rated. Lionel Richie.
Young
Yeah.
Lionel Richie.
Before Commodores, with the Commodores,
Commodores, yes.
rated
Properly.
right, properly.
Properly rated.
By himself.
Yeah. That's when shit changed.
Yeah.
This motherfucker
Dude.
needs the Commodore.
You know what's funny is that
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
talked to
yeah.
people. I mean, white people, and other people that aren't black people, and they said like, you know, they love Lionel Richie.
They love Lionel Richie.
When do they love him?
They love this Lionel Richie.
They love this Lionel Richie.
They love that one.
It was a
Dancing on the
single.
ceiling.
Singing.
Yeah.
All night. They love all
They
night
love
long.
Herman. They love
Dude.
all night long. That.
Yeah,
Dude,
Lionel Richie.
I'm telling you, 1976, the Commodores album with. Oh man,
My dad is
I'm
a Google.
serious.
He's a Google.
Dude, their album in '76 was probably one of the better albums ever.
Just to be close to you.
Oh yes,
Zoom.
that whole you could just throw that whole album on and it's
Let it play.
Let it play. Let it play. But like I said, after the Commodores, Lionel got a little bit soft.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying the people that I've talked to, like, you know, who aren't black, just for some reason love Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Like, and I don't understand it.
I understand it.
Yes, Herman. Yes, Herman.
appealed
Please
to
explain.
them. With his music appealed to them then.
Well,
Back in the Commodore days, hey man, shit.
Yeah.
Fancy dancer, hold on, come on, man.
he
Shit,
did
that
what
was-
he did what he had to do. Lionel's got the unique ability to be able to reinvent himself,
Thank you.
and you could say he's white. You could say whatever.
He's probably one of the first people to do it. Really.
Yeah, he's reinvented himself and successfully.
Commodores was hood, kind of hood
Funky.
music. When he left the Commodores, he became more popular
Right.
for his
That's it.
More palatable for mainstream.
Yeah.
He was a Grammy winner.
Right.
He was a Grammy winner
mean-
there because he
Yeah.
He catered.
He
He
catered to their
catered. He
needs.
catered to the. Yeah. He catered to that.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, no, I ain't mad at him. You know, hey, dude, get yours. You
So
know,
now
But
I
just-
gotta say that he's underrated because look at his longevity.
Yeah,
that's
in that way, I have to admit he is underrated. Yeah,
'cause
that's true,
anything else would be hating.
man.
Yeah, because he had two
I'm not doing
two
it.
different musical lives.
Yeah.
I will say, hey, All Night Long is kind of overrated.
Overrated?
A little bit
It's definitely
overrated.
overrated. It's a good song, but I mean, like,
It's
Okay,
overrated.
but
Yes.
Joel, those people who love him.
no, I tell you
How
this,
many
I
times
have
is it?
Herm,
Yeah,
and I,
say it, yeah.
3 weeks
They
ago,
love
someone
him.
said like Lionel Richie was playing at work, and like I don't know if it was All Night Long. It might have been something else.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, you know what? Like this guy named James was like, man, you know what? We seen Lionel Richie in concert in Vegas one time. This and that, blah, 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 a couple years back. That was a great show. And I'm thinking, like, what? I mean, it probably was a great show. He said he had
terrific.
people
What
on
the
stage
fuck are you
that were
talking about?
instruments
It
and
was
doing this
terrific.
stuff like that.
Lionel, what he is,
a
after
showman.
he left the Commodores,
He's a showman.
it's the music you play in the bank, play in the elevator.
Yeah,
The Commodore days,
yeah,
you was playing at the club.
And you
right.
It's just a difference.
Or a house party.
House
Yeah.
party and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it was more, R&B.
So what's your verdict, Dad?
I think he's probably underrated.
I think he's
As
underrated.
a whole,
As a whole, he's
He's on
underrated.
TV to this very day.
He is.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he's
I
on
watched
he's on American Idol, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, he's on one. He's a judge on a music show.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not The Voice. It's the other one.
Yeah. I know which one. you're
But
talking
I
about.
watch him all the time, and I say how corny he is.
Lionel Richie ain't been black since the Commodores, guys.
Black since the
That's
Commodore.
the
I love
joke.
that. Rush Hour 2, like,
That's the
he's like, you don't. Why don't y'all
absolute-
have any black people performing here? We got Lionel Richie next week. Man, Lionel Richie ain't been black since
Black
the Commodores.
Thank you. That's where it came
I got a
from.
soft spot for Zoom though, so
Oh, Zoom
he's
was a great
always-
song, man. Yeah.
you can put that on now. And I'll groove.
Looks like we have a split room on some of the aspects, but more you guys have
Are
a.
you saying he's under or over? Would you
I kind of say he's overrated just a tad.
I'll agree with them. I say he's underrated in that aspect.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But I know people that like him. So.
Like you say, it's kind of corny to me, like a little bit. I don't know. So I feel like this is something that came up in your guys' era,
Yes, it did.
and now today, I feel like it's kind of ruining relationships because this shit is kind of out of control. And what I'm speaking of is astrology. Now, obviously, astrology is like old hat, like in terms of like the actual study of it. But the way it's being used in 2021, it's like really toxic. Like I hate to say it, like it's really toxic because like astrology when it was coming up, like like especially in the hippie days, people were reading signs back then, and astrology was like if you were a Pisces you were emotional, if you were an Aries like you were aggressive,
Right.
like this, that, and the other. They left it just at that. But now motherfuckers are going like really deep, and I'm talking about really deep. Like it's like becoming So I have to ask, like, so, and I don't know if you know this term, like, or if you've seen it, but women are using this as a tool, like, to match with their partners.
I have not seen it.
You've not seen it.
I have not.
You have not seen it. So astrology is being used because now that there's like deeper study of it to understand when you were born. That now there's like a rising moon and a setting sun of when you're actual. Yeah. So they're using it to be able to judge someone's character to be whether or no to know whether or not that they are a compatible partner
based on the day they were born.
Yes. So that is yes. You've not, Dad. I'm telling. This shit is the most toxic shit I've ever seen. So, like, I'm gonna say it's overrated just because it's like astrology is supposed to just be the study of like the stars and shit and like kind of like the constellations. But like they're literally using it to like find a partner. Like that's what women are doing.
Yeah.
And discounting men for it.
I don't know.
I mean, obviously, this is a new thing for you. So your stance.
Yeah.
Your stance on it. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? When we was coming up, especially when we was teenagers.
I mean, even here you're Pisces.
That was kind of the icebreaker kind of conversation. What sign are you?
Yeah.
Really?
That was kind of.
I had other
that
things
was.
I would think about.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying real players, but I'm just saying that was a.
I had to clarify.
Yeah, I had to clarify. It was a standard kind of thing.
Like, hey, what's
kind of an American love boat kind of thing.
Yes.
Kind of like
Or
we
even
say
right here in
corny.
San Francisco.
We said corny.
Yes.
It was a kind of a thing like, but we didn't take it.
It wasn't that serious.
Yeah, we didn't take. We didn't take it like
Herman.
I hope I've never.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet my next husband.
Herman. No. Joel can attest to this because he's seen it because he's the master of TikTok. Like this shit is like. I mean, they are making like memes and all sorts of shit off this because it's like I've like swear to God, I've been judged now.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, she did my whole shit.
Wow.
She's like these signs match up to me. These signs don't. This is the reason why you act the way you do. This sign doesn't. Shit in the world, like out here.
She did that.
She was like when were you born? What time were you born?
Wow.
What part of the day were you born? It all
what
like
was on TV
yeah.
when you was
What like how tall are you? Like they.
And she did this face to face.
She did this face to face. She did my whole profile.
That girl.
What did she come up with?
That we were compatible.
And so how'd that work out for
Who am I talking to now? You want to check my phone?
Hey, wait. So how'd that work out? So how'd that work out for you?
Yeah.
It worked out. I guess it worked out.
So I guess we know your answer.
Look, man. Like that's the part where I'm kind of and it would be funny because when something would be weird, like let's just say like I don't feel like talking or something like that, or like there's a subject that became kind of a little bit raw, and I'm like whatever about it. She's like, yeah, that's just the Pisces in you. Like I'm hearing shit like that. Motherfuckers are making excuses.
Hold on, dude.
I'm just a Sagittarius. It's just I'm sorry. It's just me being a Sagittarius. It's like no, you're a bitch. Like this just let's call it for what it is.
Other than the standard kind of stereotypes they used to like Scorpios. They just think about sex all the time. Gemini, they two-faced or whatever. That's about as deep as we got.
It's deeper now.
Yeah,
they
made it like some sort of pseudoscience.
No. So we didn't go there.
It's pseudoscience now, and now they're using it to now women are using it to like get it in and out of relationships, and they're using it to justify a lot of the reasons why they act that way. So it's like if they're if they're moody,
they're not taking responsibility for.
Okay, and so. That's what she believed, right?
Yes.
And how long did that last?
She not here she had to go.
She had to go.
What's the excuse?
How long did that last?
Like a month.
I'm just saying, what's the excuse? I mean,
it fizzled out in a month.
It fizzled out in a month.
Yeah, that's.
Well, because it was like that's what I'm saying. I would start hearing like things like oh well that's because like this that and the other like I understand your sign about this.
That's her logic. That's how she.
And I'd be like, no, it's just this and and it just like but it's becoming more widespread. It's becoming very widespread.
To the point where a motherfucker can't even have a bad day.
Nope.
Because it's now it's like, you know,
That's the
I'm
Leo
saying,
in you.
man.
because Mercury is retrograde right now.
You can't judge me as an individual.
Dude,
I mean, you gotta.
people tell me that shit, and I'm like, man, you guys need to chill out. Like, that's it. So to me, I'm like, since you guys obviously this is a new concept for you, but I'm glad I could share it with you because that's what's currently happening in our world.
It's
Yo,
overrated.
it's fucking crazy.
It's
It's super overrated. It's super overrated. Joel, overrated.
Overrated.
There's a lot to be said for meeting a girl at a bar or.
How was it meeting women back in the day when you had to like try to call them? Like, you know, like how did you keep track? Like when you had like obviously there were more payphones.
Phone numbers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
there was more payphones. Like, yeah. That's
because this is before the pager.
Yeah.
So if you were interested, you had to show some interest and put forth some effort.
Dude, yeah. We had to, you had to, what they say, your rap had to be strong.
Ooh, your rap had to be strong.
Your rap had to be strong. Because if your rap wasn't going strong, you wasn't getting no number.
Yeah.
No.
Now we just out here DMing girls.
Yeah.
Just DMing.
Hey, what that mouth do?
Hey. Start out, hey.
See.
Yeah, hey, you know, you shoot a million shots. Eventually, somebody gonna come back and be like, "Hi," you know.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a high numbers game. It's just But there's I think the thing is that like people were like men and women were a lot more secure back in your guys' day because now it's like people are so insecure they need to keep track of like everything that their partner does. Like, you know, I think nowadays it's like, and this even through social media because it's like what your social media says like out there in the world dictates everything to some people. Dictates a lot about what your relationship is, and it sucks because it's like you have a lot of people falling on this like false narrative that it's just like just because I don't post you or post a bunch about us, that means I love you less.
It's a whole social media.
I'm not hip to that.
Bro. It's crazy. And that's just insecurity as a whole nowadays, and it's fucking crazy.
Time I'm on social media, I'm fucking bullshit. So if you want to take that serious. I mean, I'm just saying.
People get really hurt by that. People get really hurt by that.
Not getting likes on enough pictures.
Yeah, bro. Or getting likes from people that you shouldn't be getting likes from. Like, it's a whole introspective.
You didn't tell me happy birthday on my page.
Yeah, man. It'd be ready to have.
I got off Facebook.
Yeah, it'd be ready to have me throw my phone out the window, dog. I'm like,
so glad I don't participate.
Yeah, bro. I'm like shenaniganry. Yeah.
I'm on Facebook for only one reason. My kids was on there. My youngest ain't even on there anymore. I don't even know if he's on Twitter or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying.
He's on Snapchat flexing.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm just saying. That was my general reason to keep up with my family, cousins I've got back east, because they'll send somebody out here if they can't find me. Serious. They sent people. I got off the grid a couple times.
Oh, okay. You gone missing?
Yeah. They actually sent my cousin out here from Detroit to come look
find
for me.
you.
He's knocking on my door when my youngest was 6 months old. Said, dude,
you all right?
Because we got a big ass family. And they like, dude, ain't nobody, where the fuck you been?
Like
nobody know where the fuck you was at.
You haven't posted in days.
Yeah.
I mean, this was for, you know,
but still.
internet and everything, you know.
But it's the old school ways of just trying to keep track of one another. But yeah, that's the new thing, Herm and Dad, is that it's now become a thing of just, you know, astrology signs and insecurity on social media. It's crazy. So yeah, the next time you see a post that somebody's talking about their star sign, they're a complete, you know, space case. Anyway, well, just one highlight, which is kind of sad, but you know, to kind of the father-son effect. Like Vince Wilfork's son stole $300,000 from him. Yeah. Vince Wilfork was a nose tackle for the Patriots for a really long time. Yeah, his son apparently stole his Super Bowl ring and sold it for like $67,000 and also like another $230-something from him as well. So I ain't never done that to my dad, you know. Dude, so it's like, So just to comment on that, you know.
Dude, I'd rather.
You couldn't ask him for some money.
Ask me for some money.
You need some money? That bad?
Vince Wilfork ain't broke.
Just ask me for some money,
How much
dude.
did he get total?
Yeah,
$300K.
$300K for the ring.
For the ring and then a bunch of other stuff. I think I don't know if it was cash, but he stole a bunch of stuff from him.
You think he needed drugs?
He took the car too.
Dude, something. Hold up, man.
Well, obviously their relationship wasn't.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Dude, you an NFL player. Dude,
he's pressing charges. He ain't letting him go on that. He's pressing charges.
The fact he's pressing charges tells me that
NFL player. You're an NFL player with about 2 or 3 rings.
Yeah.
been to a Pro Bowl.
Oh,
So
you'll never miss one.
Yeah.
You've got to.
Let me get one.
Well,
got to, Dad.
You
Come
done,
on, Dad.
You done made some.
When you die, these gonna be mine anyway. Like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. We gonna get these too.
You played about probably 10 to 12 years. You done played. You probably done made about.
You got good money.
You got good money.
Yeah, he's got good money.
For my son to come and steal something, anything, without asking me,
Weed?
and you living this lifestyle,
Yeah, weed.
we fucked up. It ain't just you. We fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
We fucked up. Dude, you don't have that much respect for me,
True.
and I done clothed you, fed you, everything else, gave you everything, and you're going to steal from me?
You got 3.
But you got three. I can't have one.
Come on, Dad.
You get one.
But he didn't steal. Could he have stolen all of them? Is my question.
I'm just saying,
right.
man.
Did he just see one? Or?
Yeah, he
I
probably
could've clipped you for all three.
He got them all through
I love-
the case.
I love-
He
I
probably
love-
liked his belt,
said,
man.
I
He
love
got
it.
it all.
only got one.
I love you, Pop. So I'm only gonna take one.
He probably was like, he's not gonna miss this one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah,
He's not gonna miss
Because
this one.
did he win all of them? Are they all championship winners or?
Yeah,
They're Super Bowl
Yeah.
rings.
rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got 3.
67K, man. You know, that's not cheap. That's not a little bit of money.
That's not a little bit.
Dude,
Nah, man. And
some went wrong.
I
Some
think
went
the
off
new-
the tracks.
I think the
Some
new
went
rings
off
they
the
got
track
like are
between the
like
father
it's
and the
like
son.
Oh, they're way more.
they're like
money.
$1 million bucks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ring.
But it's all to the collector.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Yeah,
If
yeah.
there's someone who wants
Yeah,
it,
somebody
will
collects
for
it
then
and
that-
paying money.
whatever they'll
Yeah.
pay, whatever they'll pay.
But it's sad. But you know, at least for us, it's like, you know, for the kids out there, it's like, you know, it's like just ask, like, you know, if you got obviously he has some problems, but it's just like, yo,
Man, I'd rather have my son call me a
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
to steal my fucking shit,
I don't
man.
want
I'm
either.
sorry.
Wait, I hate that.
That's crushing though. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for you, I done fed and clothed you and gave you the best of everything, and you're gonna fucking steal?
I don't want you to take my money or call me.
Nigga, I'm just
Please.
saying,
I didn't-
that's hard, man. That's crushing. That's
What part
crushing,
of the
dude.
game is that?
Yeah.
What part of the what
Man.
part of the game is that?
Hey.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's it. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Dad and Dad, both dads on here. Herm,
Good job,
Tony. It's always it's crazy. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Yep.
Thank
We
you.
want to
Happy-
thank our fathers for coming on. We want to thank all the fathers that are out there. I hope you guys are enjoying your Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
You know, kids out there, hey, love your parents. You know, shout out to the mothers too, but yeah, shout out to the dads. This is their weekend. Get something more than just a tie or a tie clip. You know,
Get them a roach clip.
get your
Yeah, road clip would be nice.
Wait, you know what? Just real quick in the roach thing. I used to tear off a metal antenna, the telescopic ones.
Oh, yeah.
Put a spot weld on my thing.
Dude, it's old school.
Just to have
This
the
old school.
extension on it.
Yeah,
And then
that's
be able
old
to
school.
put it
That's
in my-
old school right there.
you
That's
are-
old
Hide the
school.
roach slip separate and
Dude,
break
you like
somebody's
a-
metal.
That's what I'm saying. These
somebody's
niggas should have
metal
worked for
antenna.
MIT.
Dude, we used to make balls out of baby bottles.
You like a nigga MacGyver.
Y'all should have made.
Serious.
Yeah.
One of your baby bottles. One of your baby bottles. One of Kevin's baby bottles.
just,
was a ball.
Me that.
Yeah.
The antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that.
Oh yeah, the antenna. Yeah, that's old school.
That's some nigga ingenuity.
Yeah,
bro.
that's yeah.
Dad, I love you.
I love you too, sir.
Yeah,
I love you, Dad.
Yes, indeed. Everybody, go out there and have yourself a good Father's Day. Don't just get them a gift. Go out there and have an experience like we just had today. Had an experience with our fathers. I'm never gonna forget. This has been amazing. It's been
beautiful,
super
dude.
funny.
Buy the album.
Yes, buy the
Buy the album.
Buy the album, baby.
I'm not leaving without
Herm's
a plug.
Herm's mixtape is dropping.
So this is the promo.
Buy the album.
Usually this is the part where people promo
Yeah.
their stuff, you know.
Yeah,
but
buy
since
the-
you niggas don't got anything,
Yeah.
to
All y'all
promote,
got is your kids.
yeah.
Buy the album.
Yeah. Sorry, we're instant. Like us as kids, we're their instant classics. So you know, it's we can only get better with time.
We're their best products.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just saying. Thank you, Herm, so much for coming on. You know, hey man, you're a motherfucking goat, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, hey, people can't hate.
Good dad, dude.
Yeah, thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Anthony, for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure having you up.
Yeah, for real.
How long are you in town for?
I might be on the couch for the Wednesday morning.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Fuck. Yeah, this is my. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna tell the people, but I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
After we cut this off.
Yeah, don't tell them.
Thank you everybody for joining us. This has been another episode of the Dope Theory Podcast, episode 78, and it is the Father's Day episode. This has been so special. Thank you to Herm. Thank you to my dad, Tony, as well. Please like, subscribe, everything, all of that. Like, you know, from week to week. This has been your boy, the One Leg Bandit, and
Joel.
thank you so much. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Beautiful thing. Happy Father's Day.
Peace.
Peace.
The long claps. The long claps for Herman.
Standing on, man. That was a great show. That was a great show. The standing ovation.
I think I asked for that.